I was like, guys, I gotta go. Sorry. I got a podcast that I gotta record. I'm so excited to wake up because something wonderful is gonna happen to me. I was running from the parking garage to the train. There's always a screaming baby. Say like one more time, girl. I'm gonna eat my words. I don't think anyone realistically would have let it get this far. Jeremiah's already at rock bottom and you just pushed him even deeper because we just go off the cuff here. Welcome back to Talking Too Much with Hannah O'Reilly. I'm Hannah O'Reilly, and this is episode 13. Episode 13, guys. Oh my gosh, I was rewatching episode 12, Narcissism, and I noticed that like my energy when I said welcome back to was not good. And I had I love that episode, and I was in such a good mood, but that intro really set the tone, and I was like, girl, we got to step it up. Also, brass knuckles, okay, if you're watching. A lot of rings on. One of them is new. Okay, so I was in New York City this weekend. We'll get into it. And we went to the Chelsea flea market, and I got this new ring. I don't know if you can even see it. Anyway, my mom and I were looking at it, and my mom's like, I think that ring may have been like a mom's, and she got all her kids' birthstones in it because the sides say I love you, and it's got like multiple birthstones in it, but not every birthstone. So I'm like, okay, I'm wearing some woman's ring and her children's birthstones. I hope these were nice kids because I'm holding them close to my heart. Anyway, what is up? It is Labor Day when I'm recording this, so right at the last second, no problem. I just got home from a Labor Day picnic. I'm not loving the hair today, okay? I just got home from a Labor Day picnic, and then I was like, guys, I gotta go. Sorry. I got a podcast that I gotta record because, you know, my unpaid work pays the bills. So just got back from the barbecue. And when I was there, oh my gosh. So it's my dad's friend's barbecue. And he always has the coolest drinks. Like, you know, he's got Poppy, he's got Culture Pop, like all these like gut friendly drinks that I love. And he had this new one, Wild Wonder. And I've never had it. And I had a mango one there, and he was like, you could take another for home. And I was like, perfect. That's going to be the drink for the pod. So this is pineapple, Wild Wonder pineapple. It's probiotic and prebiotic, whatever that means. I was talking to a guy there, and he was like, what does this mean? Oh, that's good. I'm buying those. That may be one that you see on here a little more. Happy gut, happy gut, happy life, caffeine free. That's their slogan. I don't know the difference between probiotic and prebiotic. I thought I knew it. I think maybe I do. It's like something with the gut. Like you want to like clean out your gut, or if your gut's already bad, and that would be a probiotic. And then the prebiotic is like you're trying to set your gut up for success, not damage control. That's the setup. So this is both. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't even need to know the definition because we got both in here. Anyway, happy Labor Day to all those who celebrate. I can't believe it's the end of summer. This shirt's giving like beginning of summer. I probably could have done a sweater today, but I was like, no. I mean, we're not going to be able to wear the halter top for much longer, so today's the day. Okay, so what did we get up to last week? What's been going on? Okay, I want to say I did mention in the last episode that I was like a semi-Swiftie. I got a lot of messages about that. I had girls sending me songs, music videos to watch, corrections on me saying one of the songs was from the Red album and it wasn't. Thank you for that. You got to keep me in my place. And I've just been loving it. I've been adding the songs to my I'm Not a Swiftie playlist on Spotify. Follow it. And yeah, so that's that. We're going to talk about the summer I turned pretty. I got some thoughts. But before that, so I was in New York over the weekend. I was visiting my sister. Lovely, lovely time. I mean, the weather, I think the last couple times I went to New York, it rained. So I was so happy. I think we had one raindrop on our head. And like, we were like, all right, we got that out of the way. It was so nice out. It was just a wholesome weekend. Like, we didn't do anything crazy. We bopped around, Chelsea flea market. Oh my gosh, we got lunch at the Boathouse in Central Park. So good, so beautiful. I went with my sister Colleen, and she had been raving about this Boathouse and the mocktails that they have there. So I was like, okay, I'll try a mocktail. Why not? And it was so good. They were like rose and cucumber, and it was just so beautiful. Like, people are like obviously on rowboats I don't know why I said obviously. If you haven't been, how would you know that? It was so beautiful. So before I got to New York, I saw this video and it was like, you have to tell yourself every night before you go to bed, something wonderful is going to happen tomorrow. I am so excited to wake up because something wonderful is going to happen to me. And then when you wake up, you say, like, today's the day, something wonderful is going to happen. So I was telling Colleen this, and I said, you know, we got to start this day and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe something wonderful is going to happen today. So she's like, but how will I know what the something wonderful is? Like, is it going to be super obvious? And I'm like, no, the point is, when you say that, then anything that happens to you, you say, there's a something wonderful that just happened. Or like your brain starts to look for things that are wonderful. So then your whole day becomes the something wonderful. Does this make sense? Like, it's almost like if you start your day negative and then you go into it, you're like, see, I knew today was going to be a bad day because this person stole my parking spot. I got stuck in traffic. My clothes didn't dry correctly, whatever. But when you say something wonderful is going to happen, then anything that goes wrong, you almost force yourself to see it as good. So I was cutting it close with the train because I was going to pee my pants and I had to stop. Sorry, okay? I tried my best and then there was traffic on 78. There was nothing I could do. So I think I had 15 minutes until the train came, but that 15 minutes got ate up quick, okay? I was running from the parking garage to the train. I was out of breath and then the train was late and I was able to make it on time. I still think I would have made it, but that's not the point. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this train is late. That's something wonderful. This train is late because I can catch my breath and now I'm going to make it to New York City on time. And what do you know? Made it right on time. Everything was perfect. And in that moment, my something wonderful started because I was like, I was able to look at the delayed train as wonderful. It worked in my favor. And then anything that happened that day, any person I crossed paths with or talked to or whatever, I was like, that was something wonderful. Anyway, highly, highly, highly suggest doing that. It's been really fun then to go throughout the day and just start noticing good things that happen. Kind of goes with the episode that I talked about living in gratitude and things like that. I've been really, really doing that. Trying to complain less. And it's been good and I've been feeling better about it. And just like, I just feel grounded. Like I go to bed and like, I don't feel like my mind is wandering. Like I'm like, okay, say like one more time, girl. I go to bed and I am able to just say like, everything is okay. Everything's good. Everything's positive. So that's that on that. New York was great. Then I went to my friend's sister's bridal shower. And you know, I'm going to eat my words. Last episode, I talked about how the court jester needs a day off. I'm tired of always working a room. Nobody comes and says hello to me. I'm always trying to remember this about this person and blah, 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 blah. When I tell you everyone at this shower went out of their way to meet me and say like, oh, how, you know, who do you know here? Like, what do you do for work? It was such a breath of fresh air. It really was. And I made some friends. It was just such a lovely afternoon. And again, something wonderful. There it was. It was really refreshing. So thank you to everyone at that party who gave the court jester a day off. You also respected it was Labor Day weekend. So I really needed the day off because listen, clowns deserve time off too. And they recognize that at that bridal shower. So I appreciate it. All right. I want to talk Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay. If you're not caught up, I said this last time, and honestly, I'm glad I said it last time because I had a couple people say like, oh, I haven't finished the pod yet because I haven't caught up on the Summer I Turned Pretty, and I don't want any spoilers, and that's why I give the announcement ahead of time. There's going to be spoilers because I would hate to have it spoiled. Like I had it spoiled that Jeremiah proposes to Belly because I wasn't caught up. Now, that was my fault. I think I was like 2 seasons behind, but would have been a nice little surprise if I saw it organically. So this is your time to pause the pod. But if you're going to pause the pod, make sure you come back and listen. Okay. Okay. Giving everyone time. So, and this is okay. So I love the show, but like you have to watch it the day it comes out or you can't go on social media because that night that I watched it, I went on TikTok and I was like, oh, the whole episode would have been blown for me because they literally say everything and make jokes about everything on there. I am living for the memes. Like I really am. They're so funny. Like I get so jealous that people are able to just be that funny. I'm like, how did you think of that? Because, or it's like something I thought while the episode was going and I didn't think to like turn it into a meme or a video. And it's just, people are too good. It's too good. So where are we at? So in the episode, basically it's the wedding day. And again, I got anxiety. I have anxiety. Belly ends up calling off the wedding with Jeremiah. Actually, did Belly call it off or was this a mutual thing? I'm trying to remember and I don't know. It was weird. It was like, should we do this? No, I think you still love my brother. No, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And they were back and forth. And then like he walked out. I will say though, I started to feel bad for Jeremiah. I really did. I was like, this is sad to like take this all the way and I don't know. The whole thing is just a disaster. The whole thing. And like, let's be honest. Multiple people in her family, her friends, all this know what's going on. I don't think anyone realistically would have let it get this far. You got the bridesmaids getting ready. I mean, Taylor's hair was sopping wet up until the last scene. So that girl, she knew. She's like, I am not even going to bother getting my hair and makeup done because I've been through a lot with Belly, and I know this girl is not going through it with this wedding. Okay, so the letters being mixed up, okay? Let's talk about that. Jeremiah opens a letter from his mom who has passed away, and it was like for him to open on his wedding day, and he opens it up, and the letter was for Conrad. The letter was in the wrong envelope. Okay, I posted a video about this on my TikTok, and people in the comments are like, well, it was Laurel's fault because remember when Susanna dropped the letters and then Laurel was just shoving them in envelopes? Well, Laurel, how about we look at the name and who it's addressed to before we're shoving it in a random envelope? Because now look, Jeremiah is already at rock bottom and you just pushed him even deeper. Or was it sabotage? Was this on purpose? I don't actually believe that, but people were saying that. I don't stand with that. Also, you know what I remembered? Steven still does not know that Jeremiah cheated. I'm waiting for that to come out. Is Steven ever going to find out, and what's going to happen then? Also, we ended the episode with Belly getting on the plane to Paris, and then she sees Conrad sitting in the airport, and I saw someone say, like, no way Conrad would be sitting there. We know he flies first class, and he would be in the lounge. He would not be sitting there with everybody else. And I'm like, you know what? That's on period. You're right. It's getting juicy. I'm going to be in Cape May this week, and I already told Dylan, I'm like, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to watch this next episode because I'm gonna have to throw my phone in the ocean if I don't watch it with the rest of the world. People are gonna spoil it for me. So he's like, okay. He was like, should I binge the first 2 seasons so I'm caught up and can watch the episode? I'm like, I don't know if you need to do all that. Okay, I'll just tell you what the highlights are, and then you'll be caught up. We don't need to watch them for an episode and a half or whatever in the arcade. Like, don't be wasting your time. The debutante ball. No, we don't need any of it. Please, like, just Spark Notes. We'll do some Spark Notes. But it's just getting so good. So I don't need to recap the whole episode. If you watch, you know. But The Summer I Turned Pretty, it's just getting so good, and I'm just gonna be really, really down bad when the show ends, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. That's dramatic, but like I don't know. I'm just sad about it. So we don't have to talk about that yet. That's not for a couple more weeks. Also, I wanted to point out my new candle in the background. She's super sleek in this black container, and she smells amazing. Anthropologie. Okay, I love Anthropologie, and like we don't have one where I live. It's like it's kind of one of those stores like I really only get to pop into if I'm in a major city, and I was in New York, so we went into Anthro, and I always go right for the sale section because I'm sorry, I don't know. The clothes are expensive, okay, and I'm not even going to say anything negative about it. I'm just going to say that basically the clothes are expensive and one day I'll be buying them and wearing them. But for now, we have a timeshare in the sales section, okay? Not to mention, Anthropologie, if you're watching this, your sales section is in the tightest part of the store. I don't know if you do that so that like it can't be mayhem or I don't know why you do it. I got to demonstrate. The sales section, it was like in an awkward shaped building. Can you even hear me still? And the sales section was in a corner, like almost like I don't even know, like the walls are like a triangle. One person at a time can fit back there. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Anyway, all that to say, this candle originally like probably $40, $45. I don't know how much I got her for. 13? That's a steal. I mean, that's a steal. Also, I was in there and I'm like taking pictures of the clothes and I'm like, oh, I'll recreate that outfit. Oh, I'll be able to find that cheaper. I can find that. I started Googling. I can't find any. It's like, girl, just buy it. Like, and also, am I really going to recreate it? Like, I'm trying to get all this inspo. I'm like, this is going to be my fall wardrobe. And I'm like, what are you doing with those photos? Nothing. If anything, my iPhone's probably going to create a memories slideshow of it and put some sad music over it. And it's just going to be like sweater, boots, sunglasses, all Anthropologie stuff. But their stuff is so cute and their bridal section is so cute too. Like my friend's wedding dress was from Anthropologie. I think it was Anthropologie or Free People, one of them. And she got it on Facebook Marketplace and the girl's like, obviously, like I literally only wore this once. And that's the way to go. Like the girl was never going to wear the dress again. It wasn't like a custom dress and it was so gorgeous. And I'm just like, oh, so smart. Anyway, I love those stores. Maybe it's a blessing that we don't have those stores here because I think that's where all my money would go. That happened. That was super fun. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. Like we're in New York, then we're talking Summer I Turn Pretty. Now I'm back in New York. I'm sorry. I should have wrote all this out and I didn't because we just go off the cuff here. And it's funny, my friends always say, like, my voice memos are like this. They're like, your voice memos are all over the place, but we love it. So I went to church on Sunday night. So I went to this church in Jersey. I was leaving, and I was like, anyway, the mass was going to start as soon as I was, like, driving through that town. So it was, like, perfect timing. Meant to be something wonderful. And I was in church, and I started praying. I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. Like, am I in the right career? Am I using my talents wisely? Things like that. I just like prayed to God and because it's hard. It's hard. Like if I really do thrive off of people telling me like, hey, I watched this or hey, I saw this clip that you did or whatever because, and it's, they don't even need to like stroke my ego or anything. I mean, you can, I'm not going to say no, but it at least tells me like people are watching, people are listening. And so, and usually people do a good job of that, but there's some days where I'm like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, am I in the right sphere of where I should be going? And I do believe I am, but I just wanted a little reminder. So anyway, I go to church and I just started getting like frustrated, like internally, like I don't know what was going on. It also was kind of hectic in this church. Like I'm telling you, I pick the mass times that have, I go to every mass time there is. There's always a screaming baby. And I was a screaming baby, I think, when I was growing up. So I guess it's my karma, whatever. Sorry. So anyway, I kind of left and I just was feeling like, just like overwhelmed and confused. I was also exhausted. Like I was in New York and I was in Jersey. I was driving all over the place. And then I was just very tired and like irritably tired. So I ended up having to go to the grocery store because I was in New York. So I didn't have a ton of food. And I'm like, I need something for tonight and tomorrow. And I go and I'm just like in my own world. Like, I'm like, I got to get in and get out and whatever. And this guy comes over to me and he was so sweet. And he goes, excuse me, do you do the videos for Discover Lehigh Valley, which is where I work? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I do. And he goes, I just want to let you know, you do a great job. It's so fun to watch. Like, it really is such like, and he just like went on, whatever. You don't need to know all the compliments he showered me with. No, but my point of that was, God works quick sometimes. I was like, oh, I just prayed for that. And he already sent someone to say that to me? And I always think about that story. How am I in anthropology and now I'm about to quote the Bible? Okay? But there's that story about the guy who's in the ocean and he's about to drown. And or actually, it's not a real story. It's like a joke that people tell, but they tell it like it's a Bible story. He's in the ocean, he's going to drown, and a guy with a boat comes by and was like, hey, sir, like, why don't you get in my boat? Like, I'll save you. You don't need to drown. He's like, no, God's got me. God's going to send me something to save me. I don't need your help. And he's like, all right, suit yourself. Then, like, another guy comes up and was like, are you sure? Like, you seem like you're unwell. Like, we'll take you back to shore. And he's like, no, God's got me. And then, like, a third person comes up, same thing. And he's like, no, I don't need your help. God's got me. Anyway, the guy ends up drowning. Yeah, this is not a Bible story. He ends up drowning and going to heaven. And he's like, God, what the heck? Like, I thought you were going to save me. And he's like, what are you talking about? I literally sent you 3 people to save you. And you said no to all 3 of them. Like, I did try. I used people. I use people to try and save you. So anyway, all that to say, I do believe that God sends us people and like speaks through people. Things will happen. I'm like, that was God. And I mentioned this before. God winks. That was my God wink. That guy, God wink. And also my something wonderful. Like, it's just all like, we're just in such this positive, but it's also a good example that even though I'm being as positive as possible and I'm trying to change my thinking, we relapse sometimes. Okay. I was frustrated in church and I was like, what is my problem? Like, I thought, and then I start to get mad at myself. I'm like, we are trying to be positive. Like, come on. I'm like yelling at myself about being negative and like making it worse. I'm like, girl, come on. And God sent that guy to say that to me. And it was perfect. I literally almost teared up in the frozen aisle. So that made me feel really good. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing until God says not to. Until a guy comes up to me and says, hey, are you the one who does this podcast? Yeah, I'm going to need you to stop. And I'm going to say, oh, okay, thank you, God. Now, I did have a guy comment on my video from last week and said, man, you're annoying. And okay, I could see where he's coming from. Like, it is a lot. Like, I'm talking. It's a lot of energy and whatever. But like, guess what? You still watch the whole video, dude. Okay, you still watch the whole video and your view counted and you commented. Like, you don't realize how much of a favor you're doing me. So it must not be that annoying. But anyway, I didn't let that stop me. I also am doing this new thing on my TikTok where I really want to, now I still want to post like my typical stuff that I talk about on here and like, if I'm talking about pop culture and whatever, but I want to sprinkle in, I want to do these things called How Blessed Am I? And it's basically a way to take anything that happens throughout my week or weekend and just turn it into like I posted like, how blessed am I that my train was late and I was able to make it to New York on time? How blessed am I that a 25-minute wait at the restaurant turned to 5 minutes? Like, just taking anything, like anything that happened throughout the weekend and turning it into like, wow, I really am blessed, and putting like a slideshow of photos of things that happen and whatever. And it ends up performing decent. And like, you know what? I think I'm going to stick to this because it is a good way. It's even therapeutic for me to then go through photos from my weekend and be like, wow, your life is so good. And and I know it, but it's just so easy to get distracted. It is, okay, I saw this other video. Now this is when I like these videos popping up on my social media and when my doom scrolling pays off, if you will. I was watching this video and it was like, only you know what's going on inside your head. Like you have the power to stop a negative thought and change it and then change your behaviors. Like it's really all up to you. Like no one else knows what's going on up here. And I was like, that is so true. So I've been really trying to do a good job at kind of thinking of negative thoughts as like flies in my head. And the flies will start buzzing around, or like, I think I got them on, like we're moving on with our day. And then like another fly comes back and I'm like, no, like kill that fly, kill the fly. And it's so crazy. When you think about it like that, you realize how many flies you got. Cause I was killing flies all day the one day and I'm like, oh my God, like I can't believe if I wasn't like trying to be cognizant of it, like how easily these flies could take over my brain and I wouldn't even know it. And trust me, I've met some people that those flies are eating away at their brain. It's that bad. So I'm at least trying to recognize that, a fly got in here, hand me the fly swatter. Quick. So try it, test it out, because you will be shocked at how quickly and how frequently you start to think negatively until you start to catch it. So really trying to reframe my brain and, get things a little more positive. So right now, let's say we started with like a dozen flies. I would say I'm probably down to maybe 7 flies. Not bad. We're getting there. I don't even know if that's accurate, but we're getting there. This is a short episode, guys. Like this is a holiday episode. It's end of summer episode. I wanted to just share at least some tidbits from the weekend and some things to think about as you go throughout the week. That's pretty much it. This is a short one, okay? Sorry, they can't all be 40 minutes. Just something to cleanse your palate. That's what I meant to say. Something to cleanse the palate. Thanks so much for watching. I have, big things coming. I talked to you, I said 2 weeks ago or whatever, a week ago, that I really wanted to do some more with like the branding and just like the creative side of things. And I had my meeting last week. It went so well. I'm so excited to like roll out slowly some of these, like just some pictures and ideas we have and whatever. And there's even more to come. I mean, we have more meetings planned and more things coming for Talkin' Too Much LLC. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Hanna O'Reilly or at Hanna O'Reilly with 2 Y's on TikTok. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let's talk too much again next week. Bye.